It started as a murmur, a barely detectable signal, almost swallowed by the endless static of space. For half a century, Voyager 1 had been humanity's silent scout, venturing farther from home with every passing year. Its heart beat with the slow decay of plutonium, its mind run by vintage computers never designed to reverse course. Yet on July 9, 2025, the unthinkable occurred. Voyager 1 began to pivot. The first to spot the anomaly was a young technician at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The Doppler shift was shrinking, Voyager was decelerating, but the probe had no fuel left, no thrusters to make such a move. It was a ghost adrift. Still, the evidence was irrefutable. Something was turning Voyager back toward Earth. Picture a message in a bottle, cast into the sea and presumed lost, suddenly reversing course against the current. That's the shockwave that swept through the scientific world. Astonishment, anticipation, and a hint of fear. What kind of force could stop a spacecraft in the void and make it turn to face us? Theories erupted, strange gravity, new physics, system malfunctions, but none made sense. There was nothing nearby massive enough to capture Voyager. The laws of motion don't bend for anyone. Day after day the data held steady. This was no technical error. Our farthest explorer was returning and it wasn't coming back empty-handed. The world watched in suspense, unaware that everything was about to shift. We believed the universe was indifferent. We were about to be proven wrong. The impossible had become reality. To truly feel the shock, you need to know what Voyager 1 stands for. It was more than a spacecraft. It was humanity's dream. Sent out in 1977 to explore the farthest reaches of our solar system, Voyager delivered our first up-close views of Jupiter and Saturn, unveiling cosmic marvels we'd never imagined. Once its planetary tour ended, it became our interstellar pioneer, the first human artifact to break free from the solar system. It carried the golden record, a time capsule filled with Earth's sounds, music, and greetings for the cosmos. For years, its signal grew fainter as it crossed the heliopause, sending back secrets from the edge of interstellar space. We always thought its power would run out, its voice would vanish, and its odyssey would end in silence. So when it turned, it shattered a narrative we'd believed for half a century. Voyager embodied our reach, our ambition, our peaceful quest for knowledge, destined to travel only outward. The thought of it returning was beyond imagination. This wasn't a glitch. It was as if the universe itself was answering, using our own probe as its voice. The arrow we launched into the cosmos had reversed course. The Voyager story was being rewritten before our eyes. The turn was only the start of the mystery. Suddenly, Voyager's long silent instruments flickered back to life. Systems dormant for years began humming again. Instead of static or garbled signals, the probe sent back clear, organized streams of data. The Deep Space Network team was astonished. Voyager delivered more information in a single day than it had in the last 10 years. The probe was actively scanning its surroundings, reporting with a precision that seemed impossible. Its power output surpassed all expectations. Voyager was drawing energy from an unknown source. Then the imaging system powered up. Instead of empty space, the first image revealed something extraordinary. A vast geometric form, unmistakably artificial. It wasn't a star or a nebula, but a colossal structure lurking just beyond our solar system. Voyager hadn't changed course by itself. Something, or someone, had redirected it. The secret couldn't be kept. The images were verified and shared around the globe. The signal was authentic. The structure was real. Voyager had been intercepted. Now it was aimed directly at an object beyond comprehension. The probe was no longer under our control. It had become an observer. It revealed something that made humanity gaze at the stars with a mix of wonder and dread. The cosmos had sent a message, and we were finally listening. What once seemed impossible was now undeniable. The limits of our understanding had been pushed outward. We realized at last that we were not alone. What Voyager 1 encountered was staggering, a latticework of flawless geometry stretching for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. It swallowed light, almost vanishing into the void, revealed only by Voyager's close approach. This was no product of nature, but a creation so immense it made planets seem insignificant. Before Voyager was a wall, a barrier of unimaginable scale. Its surface wasn't metal or stone, but something alive, shifting, shimmering, as if woven from pure energy. Intricate patterns appeared, circuit-like designs sprawling across a planetary canvas. The entire construct was a single colossal machine. Was it a computer, a shield, or perhaps a prison? Theories erupted, each more disturbing than the last. Then, the breakthrough. The structure was alive with energy. drawing power from the very fabric of space. It was tapping into zero-point energy, something humanity had only dreamed of. Whoever built this had unlocked the deepest laws of the cosmos, a true Type 3 civilization. The machine regulated the energy of the interstellar medium, keeping the galaxy in balance. Our solar system sat just inside its invisible border. Unbeknownst to us, we'd existed inside a cosmic sanctuary, a protected reserve. The universe wasn't a void, it was under careful management. And now, the caretakers had noticed our presence. The world was stunned as every major space agency delivered a synchronized announcement. At noon GMT, televisions and radios everywhere broadcast the astonishing message. In Times Square, Tokyo, Nairobi, Paris, and London, daily routines halted as the world tuned in. For the first time, humanity was bound by a single revelation. We were not alone, and not as free as we believed. Instead of chaos, a deep global hush swept across the planet. 7 billion minds struggled to grasp a world that had just been rewritten. Politics, money, borders, suddenly they all felt insignificant. We were like children, newly aware of invisible boundaries in our cosmic neighborhood. The questions came instantly. Who created this? For what purpose? Were we being shielded or confined? As the world tried to make sense of it all, leaders urged unity, and scientists and philosophers stepped forward to guide us. The great structure didn't spark panic, but a rare stillness, a pause for collective reflection. Together, we gazed at the same sky, searching for answers. The universe had shifted, and so had we. Overnight, our world's boundaries expanded. Humanity would never be the same. As the initial shock faded, a wave of awe and a ripple of fear swept across the globe. The sheer magnitude of the structure was staggering, eclipsing anything humanity had ever built or imagined. Creativity blossomed everywhere, as artists and musicians drew inspiration from this cosmic revelation. Yet, beneath the wonder, unease simmered. Was this a prison? Were we subjects in some vast experiment? The thought that our entire history might have played out inside a controlled environment was profoundly disturbing. The emptiness of space was replaced by a new sensation, the unsettling feeling of being observed. Some scoured Earth for traces of the builders, others refused to believe any of it. For most, a quiet anxiety took hold. Facing technology so far beyond our own left us feeling powerless. But the discovery did something extraordinary. It brought humanity together. Old rivalries faded into the background, a worldwide alliance emerged, dedicated to unraveling the mystery of the structure. Nations pooled their resources, aiming every telescope and instrument at Voyager's discovery. United by curiosity and uncertainty, we became a single planetary community, bound by a cosmic enigma. The structure compelled us to see ourselves, not as nations, but as one people, facing the universe together. As the months slipped by, Voyager's mission took on a new direction. After its first revelations about the structure, the probe grew quiet on the subject. Instead, Voyager turned its attention back to our solar system, collecting data on solar winds, magnetic fields, and cosmic dust. It began to reveal our cosmic backyard in breathtaking detail. It felt as if the builders, after unveiling the wall, now urged us to explore and understand our own domain. The message was clear: this is your realm. Learn to master it. Voyager's findings ignited breakthroughs, identifying resources in the asteroid belt, improving solar flare forecasts, and deepening our grasp of the solar system's mechanics. The information became a guidebook, a manual for navigating our corner of the cosmos. The probe's silence about the structure spoke volumes. The builders had made themselves known, then gently redirected our gaze inward. They weren't invaders or deities but mentors, or perhaps gardeners. They revealed the boundary, then waited to see how we'd tend our garden. Anxiety faded, giving way to a sense of stewardship. Our destiny was now in our own hands. The universe had set a challenge before us. We were being observed but also gently steered. The next move was ours to make. The adventure was only just beginning. July 9, 2025. History was forever divided, before and after the revelation of the great structure. The answers we sought eluded us, but the questions themselves were transformed. No longer do we wonder, are we alone? Now we ponder, what part do we play in this vast cosmic society? We are residents of a curated universe entrusted with the mission to discover our true place within it. A new age of scientific discovery and exploration has dawned. The urge to reach other worlds is now our destiny, not just a dream. Voyager's findings have unlocked the door to our future as an interplanetary civilization. Our greatest challenge is unity and resolve, not the limits of our technology. We've been granted the gift of perspective, belonging to something grander than ourselves. This understanding has the power to elevate us beyond what we imagined. Ours is the generation witnessing the dawn of this new awareness. Voyager, our cosmic envoy, continues its journey, a beacon of our own odyssey. We find ourselves on the edge of a new cosmic frontier, prepared for the next extraordinary chapter.